Hey everybody, it's Jimmy V here with the DummyBlog.com, Orlando, Florida, coming at you from the Dummy Blog Studios with another ventriloquist figure unboxing video. And as you can see, I got a big box today. And I love big boxes. We love big boxes here at the Dummy Blog, especially when we get to unbox some cool figures. And inside this box, I've got one of the coolest figures that I haven't yet seen. Cool for a couple of very significant reasons. I think you are gonna absolutely flip over what's inside this box, and I'm really excited to show it to you. I think I'm gonna have to take this off of the counter here to get into it, because I'm not that tall. So I'm going to bring it down here and unpack it down here. So this figure that I'm about to bring out, I'm going to try to do it without just, well, it's going to be impossible, without making a mess. But peanuts, they're everywhere. So here we go. Here is the head, okay? I'm going to let that sit right there and leave it there. And then I am going to dig in here for the body. I love digging through peanuts. It's just so much fun. Let's see. Okay, I know, we're gonna have to make an extra special cleanup on that. Cleanup, aisle 5. Okay, here we go. We're gonna pull out this body. Oh, so this figure was actually carved. It's carved from wood by Frank Marshall. 1930s Frank Marshall figure. But as I'm pulling this body out, you might be saying to yourself, wait a minute, that's not Frank Marshall body. That's way too big to be a Marshall body. And you would be absolutely correct. This is way too big to be a Frank Marshall body. This is actually a McElroy body. That's right. So let's just unbox these hands and let's take a look. You'll see these are also not Marshall hands, but McElroy hands on this, of course, McElroy body. So wait, this is not adding up or making sense. We've got a Frank Marshall figure from the 1930s, but a body of a McElroy. That is correct. And here's the story. This figure was owned by ventriloquist Bob Neller, who is very famous for his for making famous the whistling effect. So he went to Frank Marshall and had a figure carved. This figure's name is Dizzy Dugan, and it has a whistling effect, or had a whistling effect. And he used the figure for quite some time in his act, and then he took the figure to the McElroy brothers and had the McElroy brothers retrofit the figure with their mechanics and their body. So this is actually a wooden figure, a wood carved figure by Frank Marshall, but the mechanics were gutted and replaced by the McElroy brothers. Most of their heads were made out of a plastic wood, and they did not use carved wood when they made their figures. So this is a unique in that aspect. The body, like I said, was also replaced, retrofitted, and retrofitted and replaced by the McElroy body. Now, you can see here this amazing face that was carved by Frank Marshall. And again, you can see the McElroy mechanics and head stick here underneath. You've got these typewriter key levers, this square cradle that the McElroys are so famous for. And now I'm going to show you these mechanics and how this whole thing operates, but first I've got to actually open the head and release the weighted eyes before I actually manipulate any of these mechanics. So that's why the wig is actually off of the figure here, because we're gonna have to get into this head and unhook it. But before I do, because I'm going to have to stop the video and start again to do that, I want to show you the body, the inside the body here, because the McElroy body is unique in and of itself. So let's take a quick look at this body from the back. It's a fiberglass construction here. At least I believe that's what this is. And you can see how this is the McElroy cradle mechanism that they use for the head. And we'll see, you see this pin that comes, there's a cradle, it's a curve, and then it comes up in a pin. And this pin, actually, the head stick, you'll see there's a hole here in the bottom of the head stick. That hole is where the pin that's inside the body slides into the head stick, and that's how the head is suspended on the McElroy body. And then there is a suspension system here so that you can get some head movement and rotation here. Now that's some elastic cord that's new, so that was replaced, of course. Now you'll see it up here. I'm going to try to get it from see if we can see it from the top angle, looking in. It doesn't have a ball and socket. It doesn't have a ball on the figure or a socket on the head, but it has, like I said, this cradle, and you see how that cradle can actually pivot, which gives the head the movement and the support, so you don't actually have to hold the figurehead up with your arm. This cradle is giving it its support and animation and movement. So that is really wild and cool in there. Something very unique that the McElroy brothers did that no one else made figures this way. So let's pause for a moment. I'm going to get a screwdriver. We're going to open up this head, release the weight, and then start moving around these mechanics so I can show you the amazing, what amazingness lies under here. Be right back.